What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So today, as you can see here, we're going to be talking about what is the characters that you should be re-rolling for. Now, this video probably is well overdue, as the anniversary Sugo-Fest has been out for, 2 to 3 weeks now, about 2 weeks it's been out for, and I know I still get questions almost every single day about, I'm starting a new account or I'm a returning player, what should I be aiming for? So I feel like a lot of players who have played the game for a small amount of time already kind of understand what are the characters you should be looking for, and a video like this really should be coming out every time a big major event happens, including the anniversary Sugo-Fest. So in this video today, I will be discussing what I personally think would be a good way to start off your account, characters looking for as you start your Treasure Cruise journey. And the thing is if you do start re-rolling around this time period of the 8th anniversary, we get so many rewards. I think just by logging in, you'll get hundreds and hundreds of gems. I believe there's actually a free multi on the Super Sugo-Fest that you can just re-roll over and over again when you start a new account. So if you just start an account, pull something on the Super Sugo-Fest free multi, and when you do get something, then you can start using your gems to pull on the official banner. So that's what we're going to go ahead and have a look at today and see what's worthwhile. So let's go ahead and kick it into high gear and have a look at the captains first. So for those of you who are beginner players, you guys may know, or may not know even, that you have a captain which has a captain ability, which will be the effect that will be applying to the rest of your crew, and building a team around the captain ability is very important. And then you've got your crewmates, which are the characters that are the bottom 4 positions on your crew, and those characters will not have a captain ability activated, but their special abilities and their crewmate abilities are going to be very valuable in helping you get a lot of success in the game. So having a look at captains, these are characters that you typically want as your captain spot. Now, one thing to really note is that a lot of the characters near the top are the characters you probably want to look out for. These are the unevolved copies, which are the ones you're going to be pulling most likely, but you can pull the evolved versions of these characters in the Sugo-Fest. Luffy and the Straw Hats, in my opinion, probably still is the best legend to be pulling in the game, especially as a new player. And the main reason why I say that is because his captain ability is very easy to use. They have a switch ability which can give you some utility. They've got a special ability that can provide you with huge boosts as well as a full board of matching slots. And as a captain, they make any other special that is for a class or a typing, it works for all characters on your crew. So it means that if you do find team building a little bit difficult and you have to rely on characters that, boost the attack of strength units, and you don't have any strength units on your team, or, Luffy and the Straw Hats, they're a strength and dex unit, and if you've got an int boosting special, well, you can still run it on his team and it'll work for all characters. It's one of the most valuable things about the unit, and of course they've got that amazing final tap. So I think just because of that, Luffy and the Straw Hats are probably the best unit to be pulling for a beginner. But then you got other really good characters here as well. Ace and Yamato providing boosts to Striker, Free Spirit, and Shooter characters. They've got a great utility captain effect. They've got a great special ability. Switch effect can actually help you kind of breeze through some easy content. And then you got Roger Newgate, which is not only one of the best captains in the game, but arguably is one of the best crewmates in the game as well. That switch effect that they have is probably the best switch effect in the entire game, and that's partly the reason why they are so good. But their captains are nothing to scoff at. They also have final tap. They hit extremely hard. And then you've got the brand new 8th anniversary Luffy, who we all know what he does. He's a fantastic addition to any character box, being a fighter and a free spirit captain. Great special ability, very solid captain, not very confusing to use, just a super all-round great unit. But then you've also got V1 Gold Roger, which is still, in my opinion, one of the best legends in the game. Also has somewhat of a utility captain, up to a 3x attack boost to all characters. Super type can be a little bit difficult to proc, especially as a beginner in the game, but still extremely valuable to own. Yamato, this is the regular 6-star version that you pull during the Sugo-Fest, but this character does super evolve into the Psy variation, and having one of each of them is extremely valuable. Ace and Akainu, out of regular legends you can only pull on regular banners, excluding the Super Sugo-Fests. Ace Akainu probably is like the top tier of those, just a phenomenal captain that can be for shooters or free spirits, as well as for driven or powerhouse, depending on if you want to use Ace or you want to use Akainu. They're phenomenal in Pirate Rumble as well. Just there's no real downside to this unit, just an absolute monster. Now on this Sugo-Fest as well, on part 1 and part 5 of the Sugo-Fest, you can pull treasure map legends, which are exclusive to treasure map Sugo-Fest, and Bond Clay is arguably, or I don't think it's even close really. Bon Clay definitely is the best treasure map legend to pull. The great thing about him is that if you're a beginner player, you can use his special ability to not only give you a full board of matching slots, he gives a base attack boost, but he also allows you to change his color and his classes to whatever you want. So even though he's a psi unit, if you go up against Dex content, you can transform him into a strength unit to get type advantage. He's a rainbow captain, so you can use any characters that you want under him. He's a really flexible unit to use, so I like that about that unit. This lore here, this is also the last tap or final tap lore. The good thing about this lore is that his special ability is just incredible, giving you the 2.75 attack boost to Dex, Slasher, and Cerebral characters, but also the 1.5 times increased damage taken to the enemy that goes through all immunity buffs. His captain ability boosts a pretty good majority of characters, and lore is a fan favorite unit as well, so I think lore is still probably one of the better units to own. And then we get to like the bottom part here, which are just some really useful captains to have. So we've got Marker and Jack. Both of them fulfill a similar role in that they are EXP boosting captains, means that when you use them in content you get more EXP, in turn leveling you up faster, which gives you more stamina meats to use to farm content. I do really like these two, and if you are a beginner and you get them, it's going to make your account a lot better. And then we've got V1 Kaido. Now, as powerful as all of these other legends that we've talked about up here are, V1 Kaido is so useful to have because he literally steamrolls so much content in the game just by himself. There is legit content out there that is semi-difficult that you can just use double Kaido to wave clear the entire duration of the quest. It is pretty stupid. He just does end of turn damage, so every time you complete a turn, he just blasts the enemy with a lot of damage, and just with that alone, that will allow you to kill a lot of content. So if you do end up pulling V1 Kaido as a beginner, it's very nice to have. And then we got, we'll talk about Frankie in a sec, but then we got Legend Buggy, and Buggy's really useful because when you clear content with him as a captain, he actually duplicates a drop at the end of the quest. So the dupe from Buggy that you get is okay, and you're not going to be using Buggy all the time, but sometimes having Buggy to get some duplicate stuff is always nice. And now going back to Frankie, this is Frankie for those of you who don't know. It's hard to tell from the icon. When you see the evolved copy, you definitely understand why. But this guy's really solid. Again, a utility captain, though his utility is very unique. It removes like burn and attack down, which is not content you're going to see too often as a beginner player, but has a great captain that can work with just about anything, has a solid special, and has a switch effect that can give you color affinity. So by himself, you can get color affinity switch effect, and then his special provides an attack and an orb boosting special. So you've got so many boosts happening just with one character that you could fulfill the rest of your team with other different roles. So I like that about that. The thing is a lot of people are going to ask, you know, where's this captain, where's this unit, where's that unit? I'm just saying from the perspective of a beginner, I feel these characters are going to be very valuable to have. I know some people are going to ask, what about the new Kaido? I love the new Kaido. He's definitely one of my favorite legends in the game, but I think as a beginner in the game, these characters are probably going to be a little bit more valuable, that boost a lot more accessible characters, and that have specials that are going to be more beginner friendly, rather than Kaido, who is still very good. And if you want to start with Kaido, if you really love him, you can definitely reroll for him. As long as you reroll with some of these other characters on this list, you're going to be in good stead. So let's go ahead and check out some of the crewmates that I have suggested here that are able to help you out a lot in a couple different circumstances. So again, some people are going to ask, you know, where's this unit, where's that unit? I've just gone through very briefly through the character box and just identified some key characters that are just kind of nice to have, right? So first of all is Shirahoshi and Mancherry. Now this is the one where Shirahoshi is a quick unit. There is another Shirahoshi and Mancherry where one is an int unit, so just note that the blue one is the one that you want to have a hold of. Though the int one is still solid, I do definitely prefer the blue one. I feel like it's more powerful. Not only has a really good healing special, great utility, but also has a damage boosting effect with a very good chain boost, has a great switch effect, and works under a lot of different circumstances. I really do like V2 Shirahoshi and Mancherry. Now Legend Chopper is another unit you could probably put in the captain spot as well. As a captain, he actually duplicates every single cotton candy drop along the way, so you can still use him as a captain. He's got a solid captain too. I believe it's 3.5, and with the expansion it goes to like 4x Rex or something. So Chopper is still solid, has a great utility special, which is why I've listed him more as a crewmate. Personally, I don't really use Chopper as a captain that much to begin with, but as a crewmate, he's got a great utility special that gets rid of a lot of different debuffs for you. Then you've also got the brand new Hancock, Nami, and Robin. They've got a great color affinity special. They've got really nice utility in removing 8 turns of paralysis and attack down, which is like almost unheard of. That's not very common. You see a unit remove 8 turns of those debuffs, so that's very, very good. And then you got Final Tap Kid, which is, this is a Super Sugo-Fest exclusive, and again, this is a character you could definitely use as a captain, but his usability as a sub is super solid as well. He's got an ability that can be an attack boost, he can be an orb boost, he can be a color affinity boost, just depending on the situation that you have and the other characters you have in your crew. He has the potential to launch his special multiple times per turn, which allows you to get different buffs, so I like that about this character, and he can just fulfill a couple of different roles for damage potential on your team, which I really like. So this Sai Wano Law is another great option, as he's able to provide good orb change, he does orb boost, and he does chain boundary, which is a really nice way to up the damage on your team. You can stack it with other chain related buffs, so Wano Law is a really nice option. I think Sober Mask as a crewmate is still okay. You're able to get his special to launch up to twice per turn, which gives you up to a 2.5 times attack boost to your crew, to all characters, and he has also got an orb manipulation effect, so he's super nice. Germa Double Six are an interesting one. If you're running like a mono Sai team or a yellow team, having Germa on your team is interesting because they actually switch into the captain's spot halfway through a quest when you use their special, and when they become the captain during the middle of a quest, they get rainbow damage, so they're super effective against all colors in the game. They're an orb boosting special, they do orb manipulation, their captain ability itself is still relatively solid. So Germa, they're not like a character that you should probably reroll specifically for, but they're still pretty good. You've also got the Vivi Rebecca. This unit's great. They have a really unique special in removing all turns of increased defense and % damage reduction, which removing completely all of an enemy's buff is very uncommon, and this is one of the few characters that's able to do that. Kara and Wanda have a great orb boosting special and have all these really cool cooldown mechanics, so I really like this unit. V1 Rayleigh is interesting for a couple of different reasons. Not only is his special ability very good, especially upon super evolving. Regular evolution of Rayleigh is not that good, but if you super evolve him, he gets a very useful special with like 7 turns of bind, despair, and paralysis removal, and then he has a support effect which can attach to Luffy that gives you bind, despair, and paralysis removal. So I do like Rayleigh, and if you do get him, be very, very thankful because he is amazing. We have a couple of different characters here at the bottom though. We also have Gecko Moria, who again is one of those units you could definitely use as a captain. He's a driven powerhouse captain and also has super typing, but his special's so good, getting you a full board of slots. He does an orb boost. He also has like a damage threshold, so if you're about to take a lot of damage, his special ability can actually save you, which is nice. His super type special as well locks slots, so you can use his special, then his super tight special to lock your slots. So good as a captain, good as a crewmate, boosts a lot of different characters in the game. Lots to love about Gecko Moria. Pudding is a really nice utility unit. So for those of you who don't know how she works, basically whenever you have like a buff active, whether it be an attack boost, orb boost, color affinity, etc., whenever you use Pudding's special, it actually allows you to pick one of those buffs and it copies it onto the character, and basically whenever you launch her special again, she's able to reapply that same buff to your crew, which is so cool. So you can have like Ace and Yamato's huge attack boost 2.75 and then like store it with Pudding special, and then like later on you can use her special again, and then the attack boost that Ace and Yamato gave you, you can just get it again. It's just ridiculous. And then Robin and Jinbei are another unit that have a really nice utility special. Their switch effect is also really nice to have as well. And look, this is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of utility and different healing specials and other boosting specials. Of course, a lot of the captains have healing specials. Some of these crewmates are very good as captains, but what I would say is the best way to go about re-rolling is to get as many of these good top captains as possible, because as I said, not only are they good captains, but they're very good crewmates as well. And then speaking of specific crewmates, I think having a couple of these is also kind of desirable. Shirahoshi Manshiri, Chopper's really good to have. Final Tap Kid, if you can get him, it's not the end of the world if you don't. Rayleigh, you really want to get your hands on as well. There's a lot of solid units here. So that's my opinion about characters you should be looking at in terms of re-rolling. rerolling on the 8th anniversary Sugo-Fest, and of course not all of these units are available on the same part. You really have to get kind of lucky, and that just comes with rerolling, of course. So hopefully this gave you a little bit of guidance and a little bit of information in terms of what you should be looking out for in the 8th anniversary Sugo-Fest. So hopefully this helps you guys out, and I know some people have probably already rerolled, but if you guys are still looking to reroll and get into the game, hopefully this helps you out in terms of characters you should be looking for. But that's going to wrap it up from me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.